Hey, Jeanna. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I've been so excited and waiting for this day and time to talk to you about everything.
Yeah, me too. I've greatly looked forward, honestly. We always have a fun time talking.
Your passing is everything, is so much of my happiness too, because you're ahead a couple hours central.
Yeah, Central.
So
Yeah.
a couple hours, it's when I get up. I see it.
That makes sense.
It's a great thing to wake up to. And then I'm taking my daughter to school. And I tell my daughter, Jeanna passed. And then, so it's great. Thank you so much for doing this and congratulations.
Not a problem at all. I'm excited to be a lawyer and talk on your podcast now.
Yes, Jeanna Esquire,
Yeah, for sure.
attorney at law.
Quick intro. I live in Texas, so I went to the great Texas A&M University for undergrad, and then I went to their law school as well. I had a great time there. I had a concentration in family law, so that's what I really wanted to go into. And then I took the bar, and I had a little rough go, and now I'm here after passing. So that's a short intro, I guess.
Were you involved in anything? Were you in the law society?
I was at the Women Law and the Women of Color Collective, and there's one other that I can never remember the name of, but yeah. I was in a couple groups, and then I was also a research assistant for my professors.
Which subject?
It was my law and ethics professor, so I helped her curate a sexual harassment questionnaire for universities and businesses and law firms to use. It was really good. I've always been intrigued by the persona aspect of the law and talking to people, and I also had a really heavy interest in domestic violence, so I did an internship at one of the domestic violence places called Safe Haven up in Jeanna County. Loved it. It was great.
Very cool. This shouldn't be compared, but maybe it should. I don't know. How there's a battered women's... There was actually a performance test in California on it. The stages...
Yeah.
Something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Violence. It's a cycle of violence. Stages of violence.
Maybe.
The stages of leaving. Because there's also that too, I think.
Yeah. But I don't know. Somehow I've been doing the stages of grief. So when I talk to people who didn't make it and we have a consultation, I'll be, this is how you feel now. Take a few days. You may feel angry or whatever. Just take time and make sure that you're feeling up to trying everything again. I might have said the same
I agree.
too.
When I failed, I thought I made it last time. The third time I took it because I've taken it 4 times. But after I didn't, I was so heartbroken. Oh my God. So yeah, we did, I think, have a combo.
Yeah, I remember you not being that far off. And I wasn't really ever, I'm not really worried about anyone, but I especially didn't think with you, we're so far away. And you mentioned it before we started this call. You said something about Oklahoma being...
Yeah, since I'm from Texas. I grew up in pretty close to the border with Oklahoma, so I've always thought, I was like, maybe I'll go, because I got above a 260 twice. And the first time I was, oh, maybe I'll leave Texas and go over there, or New Mexico. But I really just want to practice in Texas. I love Texas. It's my home state, obviously. And it's at this jurisdiction, it's all I've ever known. And Oklahoma's part of my language, freaking boring. I was going to say the other word, but yeah, Oklahoma's not cute, in my opinion. Oklahoma residents out there.
Sorry, Netta.
Yeah.
Episode 2, she's in Oklahoma. So shout out Netta, Guerra, and no offense.
Sorry. No offense at all. That's not my cup of tea. Yeah, in that regard. And also my significant other, he's a Dallas firefighter, so I don't really want to take him away from what he's doing. He's doing great. So I didn't want him to move to Oklahoma or for us to commute an hour or 2 to Oklahoma or something that wacky. We would have made it work for sure, but I just didn't want to do it. And Texas is all for me.
So this is off topic and this might mess you up, but did you watch The Last of Us?
Yes, I love The Last of Us. Yeah, it's the show.
Yes, the intergalactic dad. I tell my friends, he always plays this great, he always gets into these dad roles. He's the dad of Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Wonder Woman, but in there, he plays a villain, and he's his dad in there as well. And by the end of the show, he wants the love and admiration of his son. So he keeps on getting casted in all these dad things. But anyways, before we recorded this, I was thinking about how this would go. And I was thinking the first name of each, both Joel in Last of Us.
Yeah.
Because the show's been on my mind, and you and this podcast have been on my mind this week. So anyways, no spoilers or anything, but...
My boyfriend's name is Joel.
I just think it's so cool. I just keep on thinking about that last episode and Joel. Yeah, no spoilers, but they're saying the last episode is the best hour of TV this year. Right. So if you wanted... Yeah, I don't mean to hype it up for you.
No, I love the last episode. It was so good.
Yeah, he's just such a loving, caring guy. He has that face.
He does. The puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, just
Huge joke.
everything about him is just, he's just so caring.
I agree.
How many attempts did it take you to pass the bar exam, and how did they shape how you were going into each one?
So it might be a tale because I took it 4 times and I passed on my fourth by the grace of God. Thank you. But the first attempt, I came out of law school, and once you graduate, they say to start studying the next week. And I was very burnt out, which is not an excuse to study because I was right there. Obviously, all the knowledge was still in my head from law school. I should have probably just put my nose to the stone, but I was so burnt out and very tired of studying. I did not anticipate, even though my law school professors did tell us what to anticipate, you don't know what it is, I think, until you do it. And I did not want to do it. The essay portions I was fine with doing. I did theme for those at home the first time because my law school only really pushed bar beer theme, and they also pushed Adaptabar, so I used Adaptabar a little bit as well. And it was terrible, if I'm being honest. I hated themes. I hated the videos. I sped through all the outlines. I sped through the videos, and it just didn't click with my brain. I also didn't really feel confident coming out of law school doing this because I still felt a little baby child because I was been in school for so long. And so I didn't really study how I needed to study. I'm sure Bemis works for a lot of people, and that's great. It's one of the bigger companies, obviously, but I just didn't know their approach. I wasn't a fan of the videos. They were so long, so boring. I remember just sitting in my apartment and watching these videos. It just wasn't great. Anyways, fast forward. I did great on the writing. I had my scores. I had a 142.4 on the MEEs, and the MBE, I got a 106, which is abysmal. Y'all don't want no 106s. It's a terrible score. I probably only got 40% of questions right, but honestly, fair. I deserved it. I read what I said because I did not study enough multiple choice questions. I think maybe I did, 600. And I did not really know what I was doing. I think I had a 58% pass rate on Adaptable or something like that. February of that year, because I have 24, then I retook it. And I studied better. I did UWorld because I got with Bemis. I did 75% of it or whatever, so I got to retake it. And I was like, let's save some money and reuse it. So then I used it for the MBE, and I did see a score increase. I got a 127 on my MBE, 0.8. And then my writing went down, so I got a 134.1. And so I was okay, I got a 262 overall, and I was like, maybe I should give it up. I don't know. I remember my dad and mom, they've always been very supportive, but my dad was super mad because they supported me through law school, and he was, I don't know, maybe you should just throw in the towel. And which was very hurtful. He apologized afterwards, thanks, Dad. But he was just very concerned because I wasn't passing, and he thought that I would pass on the first try. Everybody else seemed to do, and he never thought that I would take it multiple times because I've never had to do that with really anything. So fast forward, I tried again because I know quitter, and I take it in July of 24. I got a 262 again, boo. But on that one, I just didn't do enough essays. I was getting in the ass. So do your essays, folks.
Your MBs went up.
Period. Our MBEs went up, so I got a 132.4. So I had an increase on there too. And I didn't even do as many questions with your program, and I still had a score increase. I wanted to get to level 7 because there's 7 levels, and I think I got to level 4 or 5 the first time I did it, and then I got to level 6 the last time I did it, and I had another score increase, and that's when I passed, kids. So folks at home, do your multiple choice questions with bar exam drills. Yeah, so I passed this last time. I got a 277, and I got a 139 on my MBE. And I think that makes a 138 plan, which pretty good. Because apparently the mean for this exam was so low. I was freaking out because I felt good walking out of this exam, and I knew I passed, but then that data came out, and I was like, we passed. It was good.
Yeah, and it was great. I was very happy and relieved to see it.
Yeah.
And you did really take everything up another notch.
I did, yes. And I wanted to get to level 7, but in Joel chastised me. He was supposed to be a level 7. And I vastly underestimated the amount of questions I could do. Like, level 6 alone was like 270, 290 on some of them. And I was, oh my God, that's so many questions, which is great. It's great because I already knew some of them, and I knew how to approach most of them, which was what I was really aiming for. The way that I approach questions really clicked more this round for sure. Maybe that's because I've done it for 4 times, but I really think the program helped in general because I took it really seriously. I was coasting, I want to say, on the first attempt for sure. And on the last one, a little bit. I can be honest with myself because I thought it was so close that I wouldn't have to do much, and that hit me on the butt, guys.
We talked about that low point where your dad said,
Throw in the towel. My dad, I love you, Dad. Sorry if you ever see this, but he has a bite of anger. And I understand it because I was 25 or 26. They put me through law school. Thank you, Mom and Dad. And they're blue collar workers. They're not super rich. They're average and wonderful parents. And they put me through school. And I get it because I wasn't doing enough. And they don't know this because obviously, I mean, I did try, but yeah, I understand it because my dad was, maybe you should just get a JD Advantage job. He was really mad when he said this stuff, so I don't take it to heart. And he did apologize, I said. But yeah, it was a really low point.
I think there is this certain, especially for family and friends that don't know about this process, because very few people in society are lawyers, and then very few know about the bar exam in great depth. And I think for the rest, the 98% or whatever, 99% of the world, there's a helpless feeling that they want to help you, but they have no idea how. And I think that's when these other things come out, and but they desperately want to help you. They just...
Yes, oh my God. I will plug my parents to the day I die. They are the most wonderful parents in the world. They've helped me achieve every goal I've ever wanted to. They supported me crying, me wanting to achieve dreams that nobody in my family has ever achieved. And they've always believed in me. And I know my father has too. Oh my God. He was so happy when I passed the bar. He was happy when I graduated law school. He was happy when I graduated high school, undergrad, everything. My dad is the best dad in the world. So I understand that he was just stressed because it's stressful. It's super stressful and you want your kid to pass. And I wanted to pass. And it was just really disappointing whenever I would not pass. It would be flashcards. It'd be me, my mom, my dad, my sister, Joel. It'd be all of our hearts would break as one. So I totally understand where he was coming from. It was so disheartening to not get it. And what also pisses me off is that I got a 262. So I was technically a lawyer if I wanted to be barred in other jurisdictions, but it wasn't in Texas. And that's what kind of sucked because I was so close, yet so far. Well, it's just a really long and arduous process. And that's what kind of takes its toll. It's not so much the test. I think it's just the waiting game and having to apply again. And it's so much money.
Did you ever feel you did want to give up?
Ooh, I want to say yeah, but no.
Okay.
Not really. No, I'm the type, what is it? It's a sunken cost fallacy where I've invested so much time into myself, so much time into to being a lawyer that I was not gonna, I'm not taking no for an answer, if I'm being honest.
You have to do it.
I have to do it. It's a non-negotiable. I was so close twice. I was, I've got it. I'm going to get it. One of these 5 attempts, I'm going to get it. I'm happy I didn't give up because if you talk to Joel, he'll be like, yeah, she was talking about me. I never meant it. It was just something you say when you're mad at the world. Yes, the world is unfair, but I had to pay my dues, and I think it's going to make me a better lawyer because I had to do.
I think so too. I really do. And just, I think in life, I was telling you about my sister. I think before we even started. Yeah, it was before we started, but she said something at the time when I failed, and she said this to me. I was just annoyed more than anything, but it makes more sense now. It's people respect you and respect what you've done more if it was difficult rather than you just got it on the first shot and it was nothing to you.
I completely agree. I think that people really, it resonates more with people. Everybody loves an underdog for what Hollywood has shown. But I just think that people, it makes you more relatable when you can show that, hey, I wasn't given anything. And I have to say that my first failure came at 25 when I didn't pass the first time because I really never struggled in school. I got through everything pretty easily for the most part. There was definitely some rocky boats in law school because law school is just difficult, but I feel I really never truly failed until I didn't pass the bar exam. And that was a very bitter and unknown feeling. And then I had to learn how to cope with it. And it's all about pivoting in life is what I've learned through this process. It's all about pivoting, and also I'm a religious individual. So it's all about God's timing, in my opinion. So yes, I wanted to pass the first time. And yes, I wanted to be a lawyer. That I wanted the instant gratification, but it's all about the delayed gratification in life and pivoting. So I didn't pass. I didn't pass again. I got a job at a gym, right? And through this job at the gym, I was able to study. I passed. And I got my job actually from connections at the gym. So it all worked out in the end. Was it struggling? I struggled. I was on a struggle bus for a few years. Yeah. But did everything work out? And now I have a really good job that I'm very excited for, and it all worked out. It's all about pivoting.
Yes. Working with the cards have been dealt.
Yes, exactly.
So strategies and resources made the biggest difference for you.
Okay. Biggest difference.
Shout out. I want everyone to be helped?
Okay, so I used a lot, let's be real, because I need a lot of help. And Joel had actually, after this things that we were going to buy that would help me set me up for the most success. Number one was your program, obviously. I was like, okay, I really liked bar exam drills. I really liked how I've said this before, but it applied it for me. So it had really good concrete goals because I tried Adapt Bar, I tried UWorld, and I just think that they're great, but you really have to self-study with them more. You have to be, oh, I'm going to do 30 questions of this a day or 20 questions. If you even do that, if I'm being honest, you have to set the goals for yourself. I did not set those goals, so let me not go down that road again. But I really like exam drills because it really boosted my confidence too. Because when I would get levels right, I'd be like, yeah, and there'd be a little confetti, you know. And I really felt like how I learned, I think, was through the repetition, especially with seeing repeated questions. I really love that aspect because I did that the second time I self-studied with the UWorld. Did not do near enough questions, obviously, but with your program, I was able to, and it made it easier. It streamlined it for me. So bar exam drills, yes. Okay, I use critical pass flashcards because I've had those since I first started bar prep, and I never used them until this session. And I only really used them, I'd say 20%. I take them to the gym with me, and my friends at the gym would pick up random cards and quiz me on them. So that's how I've done, because my friends at the gym really wanted me, the personal trainers really wanted me to pass. So they would come up and they'd look through and they'd be like, family law, what is, I don't know, community property? And I'd be like, oh, what's this? So they'd give me feedback. And I'd use them at the gym just to have something physical. So I use that. JD advising one sheet, everybody knows, those are really great. I would say probably procure those two on top of your program. Good. I used Hack the Bar. So that was the first time I used it and I liked it. I didn't use all of it, but I used it on a lot of the MEE topics. I struggled with writing essential real statements. They have a top 50.
I don't know much about it, but
I think it's new.
Crystal post episode, I can't remember, but she would rave about it. And
it's really good. I liked it a lot for people, especially who struggle with writing. I think it's really great because you can type the answers you would if you were taking the exam. It helps with less memorization, I think. But it was really good. Because I really struggled with common law and civil procedure, and I was, oh my god, there's a lot of rules. The thing is so much in your brain, but then when you have to type it, it's a lot different. So it was nice to do those at the gym too, because I could just type it until I knew what it was. It was really good. I really liked Hack the Bar too. And then I got a tutor, which Joel got for me. I met with her once a week, just once a week, and she would go over any tips and tricks that she had, and I'd write an essay and she'd review it very in depth, and it was good. She helped a lot. Shout out to her.
And
she's great too.
People can reach out if she's cool with it. Could you tell us about her? Oh, yeah. So anyways, let me put this in there. I had no idea about this tutor, and I found out later, and I was, whoa, this is feeling somebody's been seeing somebody else.
Cheated?
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on?
I should have told you. Damn, she's not doing any of it.
And I would always ask.
You'd ask me, where's your MEE?
Send me an essay. That's all I'd ever say to you.
But you know what? I did good at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I had to send a bunch of essays to you. I did not. Honestly, so the tutor really just helped me for problem areas in the law that I was really personally struggling with. Like, obviously, that was illustrated by my first time I took the test. I think essay writing's fine. But the thing about it was I really just needed targeted focus on levels of scrutiny or property law, all of that in general. So it really helped me to talk to somebody and bounce ideas, and she would just really give me good feedback. And she was a great tutor, so yeah, it was good. Would recommend. Sorry, San.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I used GOAT, and that was it.
The tutor, was she more for the essays, more for the MBEs?
Really for essays, because Joel talked to me and he said your essay score has been going down consistently, so we need to get that back up, and that's why he got me a tutor solely for the MEE.
Is she from Texas?
No, she's in Illinois.
Nice.
Yeah, she was really good because I just really needed targeted. I said targeted help on some stuff, so it helped.
Great.
Yeah.
That's all whatever it takes for you to pass is everything for me.
Thanks, Sam.
So it's just a funny joke that I hear about a tutor, and it's what?
You're like, but that's me.
Yeah, no, not that it's me. It's just, I don't know. I didn't know about this third person in our relationship. So
yeah.
Anyway,
I see how it is. That's funny.
And yes, I did notice a lot of essays from you, and then not, and maybe a couple here and there.
I was definitely doing essays.
Good. The waiting period for results. How did you deal with it? Anything you could say, both when you didn't pass and then when you did? As you went along, did you figure out a way to deal with it better, or was it always really horrible?
Yeah, honestly, the waiting period is, I said, probably worse than the exam itself, because the exam was just 2 days and the waiting period is 3 months. The first one went crazy, but I knew I didn't pass walking out. I've never taken it. That was really rough. Joel always tells me, for the most part, for me at least, that's true, because each time that I took the bar, I was, I've definitely improved here. So the waiting period the first time was terrible. Second time, terrible. Third time, terrible. Fourth time, I got it. So it was pretty decent, I think. The July exam is always so much worse because it's just infinitely longer. February is always better because it's shorter, because it's only 6 weeks versus 12, I think, in Texas. Yeah. I would say pick up a hobby, guys, and really just enjoy your free time. Don't start studying until your results. I think a lot of people try and keep their mind sharp, but what your mind really needs is just rest. So I didn't start studying until I knew my results after each exam period fully, because one, I think it's silly of me to start studying if I pass, because I wasted that time looking at criminal procedure. But I really think that's the point where you should take your time to live your life. And I got my gym job because it was a silly job where it would be somewhere I could study, but also somewhere I could meet people and not be stuck inside the house and go do something every day, feel an adult, I guess. So I really recommend picking up a job or really just doing anything that will help your mind be taken off the exam, because it's so much stress. It is a lot of stress to be thinking about, did I pass? Did I not pass? And I understand that stress because I went through it a bunch of times, but just really let your mind rest. Pick up some hobbies, I said. That'll help you more in the long run, I think.
Good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad, to bring this up again, but that was one instance. Were there others of negativity? Okay.
That's literally the only one.
And so how did you deal with that?
I cried. I have this crying song. It's from Being Texas.
But did you not confront him about it, but did you voice how you felt about it to him? How did he end up apologizing, I guess would be a better question.
So we were FaceTiming at the time, and he said this, and I was tears galore, and he's saying this obviously hurtful thing. And I let it slide because I was beating myself up too. At the moment, I was like, yeah, you're right, Dad. Maybe I really suck. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. 7 years of school, and I'm a failure. I get off the phone, and I talk to Joel about it, because Joel, obviously, he's my number one supporter, and he's like, no, don't listen to him. He's just being hurt. And I was like, yeah. Obviously, it's very fresh. Everything was fresh in that moment because it was the day I found out I failed for the second time. And so my dad gets back to me later, and he's like, I didn't mean that. Basically, we'll support you. He always is my biggest fan. He'll always support me and things like that. So I already knew this. It's hurtful to think about, because he's my dad. Right. My dad's my number one. It's okay. He's my number one. He's my favorite person in the whole world. And my mom and my parents, I cannot express how much they mean to me. So for him to say that really stuck.
Yes.
He apologized, and he has never said, the third time I failed even, I didn't text him or anything because I was scared, because I thought he might blow up on me with that again. But he knew that I didn't pass again on my third time. And he said something, it's okay. We're always there for you. We always love you. Mom and I always love you. It really made it hurt less, but also a little bit more. In a way, I disappointed them again, and I also disappointed myself. So yeah, it was tough, but it's something I'll probably never forget. I felt like I did put a lot more into the second time I passed, for sure, but probably 80% when it should have been 100. Yeah, it was very painful. But when your family does that, I just want people to know that they love you, especially if they've supported you their whole life. People just get stressed, and it's not an excuse. I understand this, but you have to know who you're talking to, obviously, and know that they love you. They're just lashing out, especially if they're your family and they've seen you grow into this, and you're hurting and they're hurting, everybody's hurting. It's just not ideal. Yeah, but that's the only negativity I've really gotten out of my family. Everybody else is just, my mom's very religious. She's Hindu. She's always like, we're praying for you. All your aunties are praying for you. My mom's always, I know you got it. You're going to get it. And I always be like, please pass this time though. And I'm, yeah, I'm trying, Mom. Joel too has always been supportive. He's always more of a planner. So he's always, what can we do to get you to where you want to be? What do you want to do? I'm going to help you achieve that type of mindset. So even when I didn't pass, I saw him visibly disappointed last time on his face. I was also visibly disappointed, obviously, but he's always been supportive. So everybody else has always been supportive. And my dad, like I said, I'm a daddy's girl. Seeing him beat up about it was probably the hardest part. But when I called him when I passed, that made up for everything, made up for all the hardships.
So what advice would you give?
Honestly, just do it right the first time. My parents have told me that before. Just do it right the first time and give it your all the first time, so you can leave the exam room knowing that you left everything out on the table and not feeling this pit of dread in your stomach and knowing that you didn't do enough. Really just try it. And honestly, even if you don't feel you should take it. So I would say that to also take it, even if you don't feel confident, if you can afford it. I think that the first time I took it, I had some people telling me I shouldn't have taken the exam. And I think that it really benefited me to take the exam, even though I failed with a 249, which is abysmal. But I really got to see how the exam was, what the process was. It helped me prepare for the next one because I knew what to expect already. So I was more calm that time I took it. So that'd be a piece of advice I'd tell them too. And honestly, just believe in yourself, which is so cliche, but if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. I lacked a lot of confidence throughout this whole process, and it really got me. So I think that the last time I was more confident, I walked in there like, hey, I'm gonna pass. I'm here to show the examiners what I know, and I'm going to do this test, and this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna get out of here. That's how I came into the last exam, and I really think it helped get me in that mindset of, oh, I'm not here to mess around. I'm here to win. So I think that the mindset really gets you in bar prep, because you go on Reddit or you talk to your friends and they're, oh, I'm at 70% on Adaptabar and I've only answered 5,000 questions. So do you think I'll pass? And then your confidence is shot. But really, you have to know that if you put in the work, it will really show. So really, it's any other thing. You got to really do it and really have faith in yourself that you can do it. So closing remarks, I guess, would be it does get better. I came from a 249 to a 277, and that is all hard work. I think that even on your darkest days, the silver lining will come. You will have your moments. Another thing I want to say is don't put down networking or talking to people. Just talk to anybody. I've always been blessed that I'm an extrovert with the gift of gab. So I would talk to everybody at this gym job that I have. And that's how I found out that one of our members has a wife who's looking for a baby lawyer. And that really put me in a position to where I am now. So I'm going to work for her. I would just say, don't give up on yourself. It gets better. That's all I have to say, because it really does. And when it does, that breath of relief, it will be no other feeling that you've ever felt. So yeah, that's my closing remarks.
If somebody has a question, should we put your email up?
Yeah, no, that is not a problem. I'm really open to helping whomever I can, because I think that during bar prep, it's so isolating and you get fixated on bar prep. But if you just ever want to talk, if anybody ever wants to talk or talk about my experience or supplements or this program, for sure, I'm open to helping anybody with anything, for sure.
Thanks so much, Jeanna. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me. It was fun.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey. See, I'm from Texas, where we still riding swangers and put diamonds in our necklace. Pour drink inside my lemonade till it look like a Pepsi. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing. If you ain't from my state, then you should know don't mess with Texas. Hey, we always strapped, we keep our weapons. My mama from the A, she slowed it down for me at 7. Used to think Pepsi was a god before he went to heaven. I knew what pushing P was before Gunna even said it.
We're going to keep in touch, though.
Yes.
Seriously, if you need anything from me, too, let me know. Because I'm always happy to hype your program up, because it's so good. Did you raise your prices? Because it's such a bang for your buck.
Yeah, I did raise my prices, because that bar cycle, it was only $700. So now it's just, so if anybody asks you, $100 for app and email, which I do offer a lot of support for. Does that make sense?
App and email. What is app and email?
So it's the app, and then I do all the Google Docs, and then I email you all day, every day, how I do.
Good. Yes, I do.
And then if you want to add the tutoring package, it's $300 more.
That's so good. Yeah.
And I really care about everyone passing, so I'll get on a Zoom with them. And so it's $1,000 now. So I did raise the prices, but I just put a little a thing for the Zoom, because I was getting, for your third bar cycle, I was running around with my head cut off, because the tutoring was included. So everyone's booking time, and I would just be packed every morning. And it really took a lot out of me. And then when I added that 300 thing, we'll just get the lower one, or if they do, it just helped me so much.
That's good to separate. That's really good.
Yeah.
I just think it's a great program. I'm happy you're here and thriving. I just wish, the one thing I hate is that the school has always pushed Barbary and Themis, because they never really say that, hey, there's other options, which I think is dumb.
It was a cool little thing, but I think it's just one professor there that I researched that she's really cool and caring and younger. But I think in general, academia is more
much so
that they just
don't. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, people are using this. Our top students, and
I think they have, because I was a bottom tier student for sure in law school, because I did not really put the effort in. And that's all me, obviously. But by the time I realized that, the year was great. The first year of law school was during COVID, and I'm a first gen, did not know what to expect, and they put me on the butt and destroyed my GPA. So through that process, I was a lower tier student, and I wish that they had something for, I guess, that it doesn't really, Barbie and Themis and all that stuff doesn't click as well. I don't know. This is just a great program. I think it's
Thank
great.
you.
And the higher students would do good with it too, but I just think that they're just not as open-minded, I guess, because they always push this type of stuff. But as a student who had to figure it out on her own through law school, I get the hustle of this program.
I really think this program could be the only thing you need.
Oh, for sure.
And
I agree.
if you just do all the levels and write essays every day, it'll just pass because you'll be so good at
Yeah, do it.
it's so new. But I think with you and everybody else that's going to pass, we're going to overwhelm the haters. And that the law schools too, they're going to be, everyone's taking this thing and pass.
Yeah,
Let's just force them to.
Yeah,
I think,
I agree.
so I just have to focus on you, not you anymore, but students, getting them to pass, and it will just work itself out.
I completely agree. And you're doing great though, Sam. It's a great program. So don't stress about it too much. Everything will be fine in the end, as it happened with me. So
Thanks, Jeanna.
yeah, of course, Sam. Whatever I can do, dude.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna miss you emailing me.
Tell your tutor I said what's up.